Hi Morenas, in today's video, we are doing a simple fresh day look for Mother's Day for my friend here and beautiful client Miss Lian Domendan de la Cruz. Our beautiful client has been invited to be a speaker for an event for moms on Mother's Day. This is gonna be a whole day event, so we wanted to make sure that the makeup lasts longer and also be applied perfectly. So we did skin prep like moisturizer serum, and also we did a massage for her face. This would accentuate her natural contours and depuff her face. Perfect for laying down the base products as well. So we really have to make sure that the skin is hydrated and then also prepared for the products that we're going to be laying on her face. Also, I did 2 layers of sunscreen here. The first layer would be the plain sunscreen, and then I actually did add on top a bronzy or tinted sunscreen just to add warmth underneath the base. I'm just gonna roll the clip so that you would be able to see how it applied. Once the sunscreen settled, we're gonna mist our face with the prepping mist. I'm going to start with the eyes so that if there's any fallout, I would be able to fix it with foundation or concealer. First, I will be setting her eyebrows with lash glue because we cannot put any other products there because it's freshly microbladed. And then I will just prime it with concealer on top, the eyelid, so that this would be a perfect base for the eyeshadow. And then I set the upper eyelid, the one on the brow bone, with the cream shade shadow. This is from the Tati Beauty palette. This palette never fails me. It's easy to blend and it has the right colors. Very, very useful palette for me. Whenever I messed up with an eye look, I just grabbed this palette and this palette would make everything better. So I also went in with the transition shade, which I actually put on the on the crease and on the outer corner and inner corner of the eyelid. This is for me to create enough space for the shimmer later in the middle. This type of technique would make her eyes have space in the middle of the eyelid and also make the color of her pupils pop out. So I'm concentrating all the shimmers in the center. We decided to go for an orangey look. It's like fresh Korean look because it's a day event. In this clip, you would see how I blend the eyeshadow and set the shape of the face, and also how to properly put the shimmers in the middle of the eyelid. And you would see her eyes would pop here. So you can watch this. I actually lined her upper lash line with a dark brown eyeshadow so that it would give dimension as well. I'm just trying to make sure everything is blended here. I do not want any harsh lines. And I also put in um, a highlight shade on the inner corner. And then I also put in some eyeshadow on the lower lid so that we would be able to also open up her eyes. So these shades are the same shades that I use on the upper lid as well. So now I'm starting to prime her face. This primer is going to be a pore filling primer so that once we lay down our base, it would look smooth. And in her case, I put in a powder, a translucent powder on top of the primer so that the primer would be set as well. I actually used the underpainting technique here so that it would look natural and would look good on both the camera and in person. So I put contour first and then the highlighting shade, a much lighter concealer, and a contour shade on the perimeters of the face. I missed it and then start blending all of these products on her face. As you were seeing on the result, it looks smooth. I use a patting motion for the concealer and the contour so that it would not lift the primer or the base. Now I'm topping everything with her foundation, which is color matched for her skin all over the face so that it would neutralize the lightness of the highlight and also the darkness of the contour shade. So it would blend as one. As you can see, I'm using a stippling brush and I'm patting it, not I'm not actually swiping the brush. I'm just patting it, even if it's a stipple brush, so that it would not interfere with anything that's going on underneath. And then I pat it with with a triangular sponge, a disposable one, so that it would settle first and not move. I went ahead and did set her face with the translucent powder first. You would see the magic here. It blurs her face right away. So you can see there. I did also put in a brightening powder on the center of her face so that it would be lifted. Then I went ahead and reinforced everything with the corresponding powder version of those products. So I went in with a powder contour, a powder bronzer on top, and also reinforce everything um all over the perimeter of her face. Then I put in a powder blush as well on top. But before I finalized the blush, I did go ahead and do or did the nose contour first. I did sprayed setting mist on her face and let it dry for a bit and put in the highlighter. This is to make sure that everything underneath sets are set already and is set in place and would not budge. After that, I put in those blush toppers, everything that I wanted to pick through because later on I'm going to put the setting powder on top. This is a reinforcement as well, so that if ever that she gets sweaty, the first layer of the finishing powder, that's the finishing powder that I'm putting now. would rub off, but it would reveal the highlighter and blush topper that I put underneath. So it looks like that she had just, sweated off the first layer of the powder. And then I went in with false eyelashes because she already have an eye extension. We did not put any mascara on. We just cleaned up the eyelash extension and put in a false eyelash. We were able to remove some of those eyelash extensions. At this point, we're done. So I did not put the lipstick yet because we're gonna eat first before putting the lipstick. Anyway, we did the hair also. She wanted a fresh, wavy hair with volume. Just a simple hairstyle. She does not want it to be like extravagant because it's just a simple day event. So what I did was just to curl the ends of her hair and make sure she has a little bit of volume on top, and I let it set. I mean the curls. Once I curl them, I let it set. I put on some mousse first and also the heat protectant so that her hair would not be burned. I proceed on doing that on both sides of her hair, and you can watch the clip so that you would be able to see on how I did the hair. Before this, we actually blow dried her hair so that it would be straightened, so that it will be easier for me to style her hair. To make sure the curls last longer, I did an alternate clockwise and counterclockwise direction when it comes to curling her hair so that they would hold the curls longer and it would have more volume underneath. And then we just made sure that we have the right partition for her hair, and then made sure that it has a lot of volume on top as well. Well, not too much, just right for it to bounce and have a natural fresh day look. So here's the final look. Later you would see the color of the lips. It's also an orange nude. So thank you so much and thank you for the trust.